باكالوريا. جميع الشعب. مادة اللغة الإنجليزية. معكم الأستاذ إبراهيم إسماعيلي، أستاذ ثانوي تأهيلي بمديرية سلا. آه، اليوم إن شاء الله سوف أقوم بتقديم درس بعنوان phrasal verbs. I'm not going to give the whole lesson in Arabic, so that was just an introduction to the lesson. So please, I just would like you to listen carefully. The lesson is very important and it's easy at the same time. Okay? Uh, Please just look at the title of the lesson, phrasal verbs. When I speak about verbs, okay, of course we all know what verbs are. When I speak about verbs, I speak about actions or state of minds, okay? So we have different verbs, okay? So we speak about regular and irregular verbs, and verbs are used all the time in our daily conversations. All the time we are using verbs, okay? So if I just want to give some examples, so go, speak, talk, listen, and so on and so forth. So these are verbs, ordinary verbs. Please, here we have phrasal verbs. Okay, so what is added here is the word phrasal. Please, when I speak about a phrase, I speak about a sentence. A phrase is something that is composed of one more than one word. Please, when I speak about verbs, they are made up of one word. Okay, go, one word, sit, one word, speak, one word, write, one word. Okay, but when I speak about a phrase, I speak about more than one word. I speak about two, three. Please, we can speak about a word, we can speak about a phrase, we can speak about a sentence, we can speak about a paragraph, and so on and so forth. So here we are speaking about phrasal verbs. Please, phrasal verbs are not just like ordinary verbs. Okay? When I speak about phrasal verbs, I speak about another set of verbs that are composed of two words or three. But what is their function? Please, phrasal verbs function just like the ordinary verbs that we have. So we can say a phrasal verb, we can put uh, equals, okay, and say phrasal verbs equals a verb. So they function just like a verb, okay, but their form is not like verbs, okay, because they are composed of two words or three, while verbs are composed of just one word, okay. So I hope this is clear. So phrasal verbs are just verbs, okay, but in their structure, phrasal verb is made up of two or three words, okay? And ordinary verbs, normal verbs, okay, are made up of just one verb. I hope this is clear. Let's move on. Okay, as you can see in the picture here, so we have a girl trying to, which verb we can use here? Okay, so it's the verb put. So Asma put the book on the bookshelf. So we all know the meaning of the verb put. For example, we say put the pen on the table, okay? Put the keys, okay? So the meaning of this verb is used most of the time, okay? Or this is one of the verbs that we use most of the time and its meaning is clear. But let's see when it is associated or when it is coming as a phrasal verb. Please have a look at the second picture. So we have a man trying to, the verb is trying to, thank you. So this man is trying to, okay, so I'm not going to say the word, but I'm going to just show the example. So Muhammad put on his trousers. Please, in this example, we have a phrasal verb, okay? Please, we are not having the verb put isolated, but we are having it with a preposition which is on, please, when I have the verb with the preposition, okay, so does it keep the same meaning just like the one that we have with asma, or does it have another meaning? Okay, so here we might put a question mark. So here Ahmed put on his trousers. Okay, so please, just from the picture you can try what is the meaning of the phrasal verb put on. So can you tell me please what is it? Okay, I guess that most of you knew the answer. Let's move on. Okay, so here we have got a teacher with exams, okay, exams sheet. So let's read the example. The teacher put off the exam. And then here we have the word later, okay, so it's an expression of time. Please, when we have this expression later, so it means a time in the future. So the teacher put off the exam. Please look here that we are having the same verb which is put. In the second example we have it with on, but here we are having it with off, okay? And see, let's see whether it keeps the same meaning or does it change according to the context of the sentence. The teacher put off the exam. So when I say the teacher put off the exam, what does put off means? Okay? It means that. Okay, so in this example, the teacher put off the exam. Okay, so sometimes you are, for example, asked to do the exam on a set of time. Okay, but at the last moment, for example, the teacher may say, "Oh, we're not going to have the exam today, so we're going to be." So put off here means postponed. Okay, so here are the meanings of the phrasal verbs. So when I say Muhammad put on his trousers, so it means wear. And when I say the teacher put off the exam, it means postpone. Okay, so and there is a proverb says don't postpone the work of today till tomorrow. Okay, so you have to do each work at its time. Okay, so the teacher put off the exam. So this sentence is composed of a subject, and then we have the verb, which is in this case not an ordinary verb, but a phrasal verb. And then we have the exam. So put off, so we have here a verb plus what we call a particle. So please put ordinary or generally speaking, we use it to express or to talk about a place, to put, for example, the pen down, or to put, for example, the book in a bookshelf, and so on, okay? But when this put is associated with another preposition or an adverb, the meaning may change or the meaning change, okay? For example, here, put off does not mean putting in a place, but it means postpone. And we have put on, which means wear. So the particle changed the meaning. Okay, so let's see, please, add some phrasal verbs which can have three particles. Okay, he put up with the heat. Okay, so this example, he put up with. Please, this kind of phrasal verbs are composed with three three parts. Put, up, with. Please, the meaning of this phrasal verb, for example, sometimes you may happen to be living, for example, in a hot place, okay? But then circumstances oblige you, okay, to change the place. So sometimes you don't like the new circumstances, or you don't like the new place, okay, but you have to put up with that place, okay, means you have to adapt yourself to the new situation and to the new circumstances. Okay, so we can have two types of phrasal verbs. Some phrasal verbs can be separable, while others cannot be separable. For example, here we can say, he turned off the TV. He turned off the TV. Please, here we have the phrasal verb turn off, okay? And the opposite of this phrasal verb is turn on. Please, some phrasal verbs are easy to detect or are easy to know. For example, when I say turn on, turn off, okay, so these are frequent phrasal verbs that we use, for example, in our daily conversations. Okay, so this phrasal verb can be separated, and we can say he turned the TV off. He turned off the TV, or he turned the TV off. So you see that the TV has come between turned and off. Or inseparable, this is the second type of phrasal verbs. Okay, so we can say here, she looks after the baby, means taking care of, but we cannot say she looks the baby after. Okay, so look after means is of the type of phrasal verbs that cannot be separated. Okay, so here we are going to see some examples of phrasal verbs, and we are going to try to detect or know their meanings. Okay, so number one, we have the car broke down. Sometimes you're traveling by your car, and then suddenly the car broke down. So broke down means it's damaged or it's stopped. It's not working anymore. She turned down the offer. Turn down the offer. Please notice that phrasal verbs can be conjugated. Okay, so here she turned down the offer means she refused the offer, the marriage proposal. Okay, she put off her visit. So she was intending, for example, to have the visit on Tuesday, but she said, oh, maybe I have to put it off till Friday because this time is more convenient. Next example, her husband had a car accident and passed away. Okay, so here the phrasal verb is pass away. Okay, so you can see here a group of people and there is a grave. Okay, so her husband had a car accident and passed away. So the the meaning of the phrasal verb means or implies that he died. Okay, so please, if I gave or if you are given the phrasal verb isolated, for example, pass away without a context, so it's sometimes difficult to detect its meaning. Okay, but when it is put in a context, it becomes easy to know. He is looking for a nice restaurant to have lunch. He is looking for. Okay? So he is looking for means he is searching. Okay? Oh, I don't know where I have put my keys. I have to look for them. Okay? So look for means search. He has got over the flu and he is feeling much better now. He has got over. Please, sometimes you may have a health problem, okay? But soon you recover, okay? Or soon you get over the flu, okay? Means you heal and then you come back to you come back healthy. The fireman put out the fire. The fireman put out the fire means put out means stop. He threatened to blow up the building. He threatened to blow up the building. So blow up here means explore or explode, I'm sorry. Okay, this is something that you shouldn't do as a baccalaureate student. Okay, so you have to keep going. You mustn't give up. Some people, for example, when they are at a difficulty or a time of difficulty, they just gave up and raised the white flag. Okay, so and we say that we shouldn't give up. We should continue. We should keep up. I will be late if you don't hurry up. Okay, sometimes you are going for work, okay, and then you look at your clock and you see that you are late, okay, and you decided to take a taxi, and then the taxi driver is driving slowly. You say, please hurry up, okay, I'm going to be late. Hurry up means quickly. She's looking after her ill husband. Okay, she is looking after her ill husband. Please, the phrasal verb here is look after. Okay, so when I say look after, please, let me give another example here. Sometimes your mom is not at home, and then you have a little brother. Okay, and no one is going to take care of him. Okay, if your mother is about, for example, to go out, so she might say, please look after your little brother, I'm going to be back in a while. The girl takes after her mom. So takes after here means she looks like or she resembles. He failed the exam and let his parents down. He failed the exam and let his parents down. Okay, please. This is a grading scale that the Americans and the British people have: A, B, C's, and F. Please, when you have an A, it means that you have a good mark. There is also A plus and so on. So please, all our parents are expecting us to have good marks in the day of the exam, okay, on the days of the exam, okay, but when you get a bad mark, okay, so your parents feel disappointed, okay, so this is what we mean by letting his parents down. He disappoint them, okay, they were expecting a better mark, okay, but they were disappointed. Okay, the first and second snails are asking the third one to slow down. The first and the second snails are asking the third one to slow down. Okay, slow down means to move slowly. Okay, we use this phrasal verb a lot of times. Okay, you say slow down, please. If you want to lose weight, you should cut down on unhealthy food. Okay, some people are trying to lose weight as they are obese, okay, so they have to cut down on unhealthy food, means to reduce the amount of unhealthy food that they are eating, especially snacks and so on, okay. Put the fish in the fridge, otherwise it will go off. Please, if we keep the food out of the fridge for a long time, okay, so it's going to go off. It becomes not eatable. You have to fill in a form before you can use the library. Okay, so fill in the application, a form, and so on. Okay, so we we are asked this a lot of times. Okay, for example, when you want to enroll in a library, for example, they might ask you, for example, to complete some personal information. Okay, sometimes your name, second name, okay, first name, second name, and other information. Fill in means complete. I am so cold. I don't want to take off my coat. I am so cold. I don't want to take off my coat. I don't want to remove, okay? As it is so cold. Please look at the phrasal verb take off so we can use it with clothes, as it can be used, for example, in another context. For example, here we say the plane took off, which means leave the ground. Okay, so the phrasal verb take off can be used in different contexts. So its meaning depends on the context where it is used. So it can be used to mean remove, or it can be used to leave the ground. Okay, he throw the letter away without reading it. Okay, to throw something away means to just not to use it again, or not to you are not in need of it again. I have run out of money. I'll see if I can borrow some. I have run out of. So this is a phrasal verb that is composed of three words. Okay, I have run out of money. Sometimes so you are you have no money at all. Okay, so you say I ran out of money means I'm broke. Okay, or I don't have any money. Okay, or I don't have any more money. So when I say I ran out of means I am broke or I don't have money, or we can use also this with cars when we say I'm running out of oil, means there is not enough oil, we need to find a station nearby. The baby always wakes his mom up. The baby always wakes his mom up. Okay, so the phrasal verb wake up, okay, so it is one of the frequent phrasal verbs we use. Okay, so wake up means to open your eyes or to not to be in a state of sleeping. The princess passed out when she heard the news. Maybe she heard that the prince has died. Okay, so she did not pass away, but she just passed out, means she faint. Okay, she faint. She loses control. Okay, so this is just a kind of uh, summary of the lesson. Uh, so phrasal verb equals a verb plus a particle. So for example, the verb put plus particle on, off, or up with, the added particle change the meaning. So we have two word verbs, for example, like he put on his jacket and left the building, or three word verbs, like for example, I can't put up with talkative people, people who speak a lot. Okay, I can put up with a messy room, but not a dirty one. Okay. And we have got, as I said, two types of phrasal verbs, separable phrasal verbs and inseparable phrasal verbs. And here we have some examples of other phrasal verbs along with their meanings. For example, sometimes we hear the phrasal verb carry on. Okay, so this means continue. Okay, so you are doing a good job, carry on, or go on. Also, it could be used in the same context. Check out means investigate. Okay, please, sometimes we say, hey, check out. For example, something is going wrong. Check out means investigate. Cut down on means reduce. Sometimes, please, some people, for example, drink a lot of cigarette per day. Okay, but when they knew that it's very bad for their health, so they start cutting down on. Okay, means reducing the number of cigarettes smoked per day. Okay, figure out means I understand. He figured out means he understood, for example, the lesson, or he understood, for example, what was given to him. Take after means resemble. For example, when we have two people who look the same, sometimes twins, okay, so they resemble each other. Look for, search, meaning search. Run out of, nothing left. For example, I'm running out of money, means nothing left. Come back means return from. Run into, meet by chance. For example, yesterday I was just passing by and I ran into a friend of mine. Okay, so I meet by chance. So here we can also use the other phrasal verb, which is come across. Come across also means by chance. Pass away means die. Look after, take care of. Speak up, raise your voice. Please, some phrasal verbs are easy to understand, for example, and then they are used a lot. For example, when I say sit down, stand up, okay, come in, go away. So these phrasal verbs are frequent and their meaning is clear. But some phrasal verbs, sometimes when you hear them for the first time, okay, so you find it difficult to detect their meaning, especially if they are put isolated. But when they are put in a context, you can detect their meanings easily. Okay, so I'm going to stop here and I will just share an exercise with you. Okay, so please, I would like you to look at this text, read it, and try to underline all the phrasal verbs that does it contain. Okay, and try to investigate their meanings. Okay, so look for the phrasal verbs in this text and find out their meanings. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with this exercise till I create another video. So I leave you in peace. Thank you for your attention.